Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Healy. I'm one of the elementary school counselors for CHM. Today we have Alyssa Cook here from Princeton Review. She's going to give a nice presentation. For those at home, if you could just scan that QR code, correct? And I will give the rest to her. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Yes, to everyone that's at home, tuned in virtually to receive this presentation and all the follow-up information for what we're going to discuss this evening, please make sure you scan that QR code. So this evening, my name is Alyssa Cook. I'm from the Princeton Review of the Outreach Specialist for Long Island. We help students prep and prepare for standardized tests, right? All tests. So this evening, we're going to deep dive into the ACT versus the SAT. There's a lot of changes happening with the SAT this year. We're going to touch on that so that we'll give you additional info, and then I'm going to have more info up front once guys let out all of those topics. So first and foremost, though, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening, and I want to thank the State Counseling Department for hosting and having me here. Thank you so much. It's the beginning of the school year. It's crazy. It's a crazy time. So for you guys to come here in person on the evening of the school night, we really appreciate you being here and taking advantage of this opportunity. Okay? So let's get into it. This evening, we're going to discuss three main topics: truths and misconceptions, the similarities and differences between these two exams, and how students can improve their scores on these exams. So let's get into the truths and misconceptions. Can you guys hear me? Is that better? Truths and misconceptions. So there's a lot of chatter around standardized testing in the past year or two. Post-COVID, testing optional, right? Test optional submissions for admissions. Which one should I take? The digital, paper, pencil. Lots of changes coming, so we're going to kind of clear some of that up. And hopefully, my goal this evening is for you to leave here and just understand the whole process better, the timeline of prepping, where you get started with the student when it comes to standardized tests. At least a clearer idea, because especially this time in their high school career, there's so much going on, right? And you want to not understand these things and kind of feel confident that we know what we're getting. So the SAT and the ACT serve the exact same purpose, right? They are college admissions exams. So I like to just, give everyone like a brief overview of how they use these exams. So when you have students that are from across the entire country applying for these colleges, and some students come from, the city, and some are in small towns, and some come from, wealthy areas, and schools have great opportunity, and some areas are urban. All these students have different opportunities, and so they have, this is a way for when they're looking at an application to take it and to be in the playing field for everyone. Everyone, no matter where you're from, submits that score as a way, a baseline for them to say, okay, regardless of their background and what they had access to in school, this is a score that everyone took and scored on students, right? And college admissions officers have so many people that go through this, like thousands of students every time the fall comes around, people are they're doing applications, and this is another way for everyone to come and play. So that's where standardized tests come from. I also wanted to say, from this presentation, I'm not the college board. So a lot of the times when I do these presentations, parents and students might think, oh, she's from the people that make these tests. No. The Princeton Review, we help students navigate these tests. That's what we're here for. To give you a little story about the Princeton Review, our founder thought it was absolute bonkers that students had to take this test to get into college, and he didn't think it was fair. So what he did is he made that cheat sheet, he got his hands on the SAT, and he made a cheat sheet, and he passed it around to all the students he knew, so that they could all kind of beat these standardized tests. He thought it was ridiculous. So that's where the story of Princeton comes from. It's like our whole thing is helping students crack tests, because we've been they shouldn't be in college. Does that make sense? You guys understand where we're coming from? So a lot of the time it's like, oh, we're doing this. It's like, we know, but we're here. We're going to help. So do the SAT and ACT scores still matter? So in the best 389 colleges book that we put together, we cherry picked the best 389 colleges in the country, and we put this together every year. And in this book, we have 7% of schools that were test required. We had 2% of schools that were test flexible, 85% that were test optional, and 6% that were test free. But something to keep in mind is that schools still want to see these test scores, right? Even though they're saying test optional, I'm going to get into that a little bit because I think this information should be transparent to parents. 93% of schools will still want to see high test scores if you submit them, okay? So I'm just going to touch base on test optional a little bit here to kind of give you some clarification. So during COVID, no one had access to testing centers, right? You couldn't just go to a testing center and take your SATs. They basically knew that it was impossible for students to have access to these tests, and that's when the colleges said, you know what, we're going to test optional to help these students. But I want you guys to understand, you do have to benefit colleges because it's $70 an application fee, right? So now you have everybody being like, it's test optional, I'm going to apply. So now they're getting like double the amount of applications they did before. Okay, so there's things behind these things that they put in place. If you were applying to a test optional school and you're thinking, oh, I don't need test scores, I don't really need to deal with that, there's a few things I want you guys to keep in mind. So the first thing is if you choose not to submit test scores, make sure the rest of your application is beautiful and really put together, like activities, and your essay is awesome, and your grades, your high school grades are the #1 most important thing on your college application, okay? And so we say if you're not going to submit those test scores, make sure everything else is really good. Secondly, test scores can help get scholarship money, which is another thing these schools aren't. So they're still looking at your scores if you submit them, and if you do well, you can get scholarship money, right? But they won't tell you because, you know, they want you to apply to the school, okay? So always make sure you know that detail. And another big thing is programs. So, for example, Baruch College in New York City. If I wanted to get into Baruch, they could say, I'm test optional, but they have certain schools within the college programs like business, and teaching, and medical, and all these different programs. So yeah, to me, get into the college for general liberal arts, you might not need a test for it. But if you're someone who wants to go to that specific field, those majors might require tests for. So that's another huge thing. I tell everybody, be the squeaky wheel and ask questions. If you're planning on going to the school, talk to that admissions officer and say, what do I need? If I want to become a teacher, do I need a test score? If I'm going for sports, is there a minimum score that I need? Don't just assume because their website says test optional that you don't need test scores. So just do your due diligence and your research. That's my biggest advice to everyone when it comes to choosing to submit a score versus not. Another thing is these test scores are like an insurance policy. When you're in 10th grade or 11th grade, you might not know your full list of schools that you're applying to today. And you don't know if they're going to be test optional or not. Or, since all of this is so new and these colleges are changing and this climate is rapidly changing, what they're going to, accept or not, you could be in 10th grade, be like, oh, that school's test optional right now, I'm not going to take my test. And then by the time you're ready to apply, they can change the policy. So we tell everyone it's like an insurance policy having a test scores in your back pocket. those are great things to keep in mind. So do college admissions tests like the SAT and like the SAT and ACT measure your intelligence? What do we do? Yes or no? Shout it out. Nope. Nope. Correct. They do not measure your intelligence. Do they reflect your high school GPA? Come on. Yes or no? Nope. Exactly. False. Do they predict what your college GPA is going to be? Nope. Does it test what you learned in high school? What do we decide? That's a little, okay, because we're going to have things that you learned in school, but just standardized tests in general are different. We'll get into that. So this is something that I just like to always remind people. It doesn't test your knowledge and your intelligence. The test tests how well you take a test. And that's ridiculous, but that's what it is. They set up, it's like very challenging questions that you have to basically prep a certain way to know how to answer these questions. So standardized tests are completely different from your high school tests. High school tests look at limited subject matter, content knowledge, plenty of time. Teachers will hand it back and then you submit it for extra credit. It's human graded, and it's just one element of the overall grading of the class. But when you take a standardized test, it's on years of material, you have strategies, it's time, and it's right or wrong, machine graded, and one score matters. So this is why this is different, and prep for these exams is going to be a little bit different. So should I take the SAT or the ACT? So the basic task on both these tests will be exactly the same. And that is going to be to answer each question and get as many correctly as possible. And this is where I'll tell you, literally the colleges don't care either way which test you take. They look at, they have your, whatever score you get on either test, it literally equals to the other test, the exact same thing. So they're not going to be like, oh, this person took the ACT, that's great. I get that question a million times a day. It does not matter to these colleges which test you take. It's down to the student, what they prefer, which format they like better, and I'll also give you some insight because so many people, I didn't even know this when I first started. They're two different, completely different entities. They're actually competitors. They're like Pepsi and Coke. On the coast, we have SAT, and what happened was, Middle America decided, well, we gotta compete. All these people are taking these standardized tests. SAT is doing great. We're going to compete with them. We're going to create the ACT. So they're competitors, okay? But the colleges look at them the same way. They're not the same thing. So let's get into some of the similarities. The SAT is going digital. Has anyone heard about this or caught wind of this? We know that the SAT is going to be digital this year. So we are all aware of its changes, right? But it doesn't mean online. So I'm going to briefly cover this. And what that means is it's a digital computer-based application, which basically means an app. You can have it on your phone, okay? And they're keeping up with the times. They want to keep up with technology, adapt a little bit, and they're making the test completely on students' phones. A lot of people are freaking out, parents are worried, but at the end of the day, students have been doing almost all their schoolwork on their Chromebook up until now, in the recent past years. So we believe students will adapt to this better than we think. And this is going to start in March. I have flyers and collateral down here. I have the test dates, so you can see what the registration cutoffs are and when they go digital. It's going to start in March. And that's why I also have the ACT dates on. Yes.
If this is the first time that it's going to be done digitally, is there going, well, let's say they get all the test scores in and they're deciding to do it. Will they at that point consider putting a curve on the overall test? Is that something?
That's the college board. I don't think so. I have not heard for that, and I can't imagine a problem for doing that, to be honest with you. That's a good question, but I don't believe so. But once it's like set, it's set, right? Like, I don't think you're gonna do curves or anything like that. I can keep you posted and let you know, because the thing about the digital exam too, I want you guys to know, is that college boards need a lot of information and trickling down to us, and we can literally just gather everything you can and pushing it out to schools and students and parents so that you guys are prepared as best as you can. Like literally as you get information, because they're kind of just like making the changes and then they're going to throw it on you and PSAT and be like, surprise! You know, so that's why we're here. We want to help you guys. You know, change is coming. Let's just embrace it. And, you know, but those things can still be with pencil, right? So let me just break down the computer after this detail. So how it's going to work is the first module is going to be broken into 2 modules. And they changed this. It's 2 modules, same difficulty for all, and then once you enter the second module, it's going to be 2 separate. You can, based on how you answer questions in the first section, you're going to get the second module that's either more difficult questions or less difficult. This choice of words is terrible, and you'll be totally honest with you. And when you see more difficult and less difficult, I want you head to see higher weighted points, lower weighted point questions, right? So it's not that it's knowledge-based, harder for you, you can't handle it. It's, these are questions that for the next 40 years, everyone's missed and got wrong. So what do? They take those and they give them the highest point value. That's what it comes down to. And so with these 2 students, one's going to get, like, if you score better on the first part, you'll get the more difficult module. What that means is that you can attain the full 1600. When you go into the second module that's considered less difficult, what that means is now your score is capped. And you can't reach full 16. And they don't tell us what that cap is. So, this is better. So, and I use an elevator example. If you need, like, to just make it a little clearer for people. So there's 16 floors, right? 1600 total on the SAT, 16 floors. You're on an elevator. You take the first, you end up in the second module that's more difficult. You're closer to the 16th floor. If you're someone who's less difficult, now you can't get to the 16th floor. You're going to land probably at, like, you know, your highest cap is probably like 13, 14. Right? So that's the way to explain. You get like you're notched down because now you're capped. Because a big question we get is, well, then why won't students just kind of hang out and slack off in the first section so that they get the easier questions in part 2? We don't want to do that because now you're just capped. And paper and pencil versus digital, the point of the exam is always going to be the same. Answer as many questions as you can within your time to collect as many points as possible. And that strategy has not changed on your test. And the prep for the test is going to be the same. So it's, the question types are the same. There's a few things that I can get onto this which makes it better. It's 2 hours instead of 3 hours. Students have a built-in back-end calculator. They have annotation tools such as a highlighter. They have a clock. Turn on and off and hide and check in and see where they're at. They can flag questions and go back to them. The reading section is shorter. There's less questions on the overall exam. It's 2 hours instead of 3, which is going to reduce fatigue. So with all these crazy adaptive changes, they've also added in a lot of tools to help students and to make it easier for them to get through the exam. Do I have any questions on this portion? Because I always have questions on this portion. Okay, no one's reading, I'll take it. So both SAT and ACT are going to be taken at a testing site. So even though it is going digital, it's still proctored live, it's still in person. You're just going to be sitting at the desk with your Chromebook, and it's still going to have that same flow as if it was paper and pencil. offered during school days. That's totally up to the school, but the college boards, their view on this is, well, there's less administrative tasks to administer a digital exam, so it will be easier to administer during the school day. But that's to be determined. And it's not. So both of these require students to analyze reading passages, both the exams, edit and revise writing, solve high school math, and analyze scientific data. So another thing that I hear all the time is the ACT is more science and math, and SAT is more if you're better at reading. But then the SAT will, like, they have that essay, right? There's no more essay on the digital test, by the way. But they'll have the essay, then the essay will be like on a science topic, right? So as much as they're like, oh, it's subjects, you're better at one subject, no, that's not how it works. The biggest difference, and I'll show you on the next slide, between the two exams is the timing of the sections. So for the ACT, you have 60 math questions in 60 minutes. So if you're a fast-paced student, I would say that the ACT might be better, right? But our advice that we give to everybody is when you first are going to start prepping and planning, take a practice test of each one first, see which one you need less. And that's the one that you stick to. But once you decide, don't flip-flop. Because some students, like I go to a lot of college fairs, and the students come up to me, oh yeah, I'm registered for this one, and that one, and the ACT, and the SAT, and I'm like, that's hours and hours of sitting for tests. And if you're not prepping, putting in the prep to take that and sit for that 2-3 hour exam, how are you going to move the needle? Just by taking it over and over again, you're not going to move the needle, right? So we advise students take a practice test of each, see which one you prefer, what's a better style for you, prep for that one, and then take the actual test. And then from there, you can try and move the needle and improve your score. Does that make sense to everybody? Don't drive yourself crazy. Like take flip-flop in between all the tests. So, improving your scores. So what is a good score? This is the scores for the ACTs and SATs, like what they equal each other, right? So that's just to give you guys an idea. The ACT is rated out of 36 points, and the SAT is out of 1,600. You guys are all going to get this presentation, so if you miss something, you'll get the PDF. So now, what's a good score? Does anyone shout out a good score? Let's go. What do you think? What do you want your kids to get? 25 or 1,200, okay? 15, okay, better scholarship over here. Anyone else? Good score? Okay, well, to tell you the truth, last night too, I had a bunch of parents like, what's a good score? This is my answer. A good score is a score that's going to get you into your junior college. And what do I mean? Students in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they have so much on their plate. And on top of that now, they're trying to keep those high school grades up for their transcript when they apply, right? So you don't want to drive yourself insane reaching for that 1,600 when you have other things on your plate you gotta do, right? So what we mean by this is, once again, research. What's your dream school? What is your list of schools that you want to get into? What is their median acceptance score? That's the score you're looking for. Because when you take a PSAT or you take your first test, you might be closer to that than you think. You might only be 50 to 100 points away. So instead of saying, I need 1,600 to get into my dream school, and then driving yourself insane all your junior year trying to attain that score, you might be right there at 1,300 or 1,250, only an extra 50 points, and then you can focus on your application. Right? So you say, don't want to burn yourself out on these exams. You really want to find out what that means for us, because you can be closer to the thing. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. So this is now we're going to talk about kind of the strategies and what we teach at the Princeton Review, and this is going to apply to you for the digital test and paper and pencil. So the test is still going to be in that standard format, which is a mostly multiple choice exam. Sorry about this. And what that breaks down to is that it's easy to read. Like, we want the test to be mostly multiple choice because then you can prep and you can beat the test. And we teach a lot of strategies in our prep courses. And I'll be totally honest, my manager, she's an instructor with the Princeton Review. So she's learning all the digital SAT stuff, and she used us as guinea pigs to show us what a class looks like. And the strategies that they teach are crazy. I mean, I've been out of college a long time, and she had practice math problems up, and when she was teaching us the strategies, I was so surprised that it was easier to get a question answer. And we teach these strategies and like process of elimination and letter of the day. It's totally different than when you take your high school test, the strategies that we teach for these exams. For example, this is going to seem so silly, and I hope it makes you let up, but this is one of the strategies that you need to learn first in this test, is letter of the day. So you go into an exam with the standardized test, the timing, and you're on a section that you're stuck on, and you have 2 minutes left to answer 10 questions. There's a strategy for that. How are we going to maximize the points? Well, in high school, we're just scatter bubble, I guess C, E, right? No, the strategy we teach is letter of the day. You go in and you say, I'm going with B. And whenever you don't know something, you put a B. You will max out your points. You'll get 4 points picking the same one, all the ones you don't know, then scatter bubble. So this, and I see everyone's like, what? It seems so silly, but this is the strategies we teach, because again, it's not based on knowledge, guys. It doesn't, you can be an amazing 4.0 student and take this test and still need to learn these strategies, right? So that's just to give you a little insight as what you learn and how to do these exams. And all of these strategies stay exactly the same for the digital format. So it's not like, oh, it's digital now, we need to learn how to handle the standardized test. It's all the same. So you can use general standardized testing to succeed on the SAT with, to succeed on the SAT using those strategies. It's just basically. So now there's many ways to prep. Take a practice test, buy a prep book, self-online, take a course, or every student is different. I have parents that I talk to that are like, we need to be in person. I have some, my kid likes a book, through the book, burn the book, burn it. Everyone is different. So it really comes down to your student and how they prep and what's the best for them. Planning your prep. Okay, here we go. Here's the dates. So if you notice, the months of like ACT are sometimes different. Like they'll be on alternating months, and these are the dates to prep. March, see where it says digital only. Those are going to be when it goes fully digital. After March of 2024, we are no longer paper and pencil on the SAT. But you are someone who is stuck on that paper and pencil, you can test better that way. But my suggestion is try out the ACT. Okay? But all students now are taking that digital PSAT each year. And I think a lot of people have told me, well, I'm going to take that digital test and see how I fare. And then I'm just going to prep for the digital launch. The juniors this year have a unique circumstance because they can take the paper and pencil in December or October, and then take it digitally in spring and summer, and then they can either choose. They could choose to submit which one they get better on. They could now super scoring. That's another big hot topic. Everyone would think that it's up to the college board to decide, oh, you can super score. No. It's It's always been up to college. Again, research. Ask that college, are you accepting super scores? Are you super scoring the digital tests and paper and pencil? Will you accept that? So it's all up to the college whether they'll accept that. So once again, questions. The super score is when you take multiple SATs or ACTs, and let's say in October, you do better on reading and writing, and then you take it in March and you do better on math. You can take those two scores and combine them. But it's up to the college. So make sure you ask the college, are you accepting super scores, including the paper and pencil digital test. Another thing I'll just touch on with the digital test too is colleges are looking at the digital test and the paper and pencil, and they all the same. It doesn't even matter to them if you took it digitally, paper, pencil, it doesn't matter. That's another big question. They're on the college board and their board of trustees. It is all high school administrators, college administrators. So like everyone was on board, like they were all on board with this change, right? And they all agree that 1600 is going to mean the same thing regardless of the test. That's all the college admissions is looking at in terms of score. It means the same thing. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and like this number of access to, see this breaks down for GPA. This is a great slide. If you don't know what if you're not sure like where your planning timeline should be, this is a great slide that breaks it down. So you have your PSAT, that comes in October, then you're going to get your scores. They're saying that with the digital PSAT, you will get them back sooner, but I wouldn't hold them to it. Just, assume it's going to take a few weeks, right? They say it's quicker, but just assume it's the same. Then in November, you get your PSAT scores, and then in December, this would be my other advice. Like I said, don't just take tests. Less is more, quality over quantity, friends. Prep, and then take, and then see your score, and then look at it, see where you did good, see where you did poorly. Prep. Our courses, to give you guys a heads up, include 3 practice tests. It's like you take 2 classes, practice test, 2 classes, practice test. And what you're supposed to do is see your score and your practice test go up and up. And then it ends, and then you go to the test. That's the way the prep courses work. And we have an online setting, and then around online, there's also in-person schedules as well. So this is just like a good example of like how we would prep for the test and the months going into it. And also through the summer, engineers have a chance to take the basic tests once things come down in their schedule. Another thing I just wanted to touch on, don't be testing. At the Princeton Review, we have worked really hard to put together an amazing free practice test for the digital test and for just the ACT and SAT, but especially the digital test. So we have free digital SATs on our website where your students can go on, sit, take it, see full format, you can take it, and that's when I say take the practice test. You can get them from the college board on their website, you can also get them from us as Princeton Review. And this is a great tool because the score report is so detailed, and we really put a lot into making sure that that report tells you down to the question, which one you got right, which one you got wrong, what areas you need to improve, where you do great, you don't need to focus on anymore. Those practice tests are amazing. So really check out our website, and when I send you guys a follow-up, I'm going to put links to all of these resources for you, okay? So you'll have access to everything. So you can get the score you need on both SAT, ACT, or both, get into your dream college. So that wraps up the presentation, but since we are partnered with Station School District, you receive 30% off of our courses, our prep, and 10% off of our tutoring. So those are the codes. You want to take them down. Like I said, you can check out our website. We have all schedule's there. And then lastly, I do free consultations with parents and students. If you don't know where to begin, or you're still feeling overwhelmed, you just don't know where to even begin with prep, you can contact me. I have a business card up front, set up a 30-minute call, and we can talk and help you one-on-one, follow up with you, set you up with someone to help you get enrolled, all that good stuff. So I'm here to help, here to navigate these changes. I wish all of your students the best of luck, and I hope everyone gets into their dream college. Have a good evening, guys. Any other questions?
So looking at that timeline, you really wouldn't take the PSAT and really start this process until junior year, you would take the PSAT into grade.
You could take a PSAT in 10th grade, that's correct me if I'm wrong, that's a PSAT 10, right? Yep, so we have PSAT 10, which is kind of like a little mini preview. Because you do still learn curriculum in 10th grade that's on the SATs, it's like a mini version, right, of PSAT 10. And that's just to get students like exposed to what it looks like and what these tests are like and how they feel on them. Then in 11th grade, you're going to take the SAT, and then from there, that's like your head to start practicing. Because once you get those scores back, like we do a presentation called PSAT Now What, and it's basically like, what do I do? I got these scores, what do I do? Right? And basically from there, you start thinking, that's when I would dig into colleges, look at the score you're trying to get, have a goal, and then set up a plan. And that's either a prep course, a book,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, anybody else?
So there are two PSAT, one in 10th grade and one in 11th grade.
Yeah, but the 10th grade one is like a smaller version, and it's just to give them a little bit of exposure. But none of those count at all.
Because I know that my son goes to St. Paul, they have a schedule for 12 months.
Okay, yeah, all the 11th graders are taking PSAT, and it's going to be digital this year.
So, it's going to be.
It's digital, so everything I just discussed applies.
Sorry,
Mhm. And the schools are helping to get everyone set up and making sure that they're
is
taking
that
care of
2
it.
hours?
Yes, it will be a 2-hour test instead of a 3.
Sure.
The shorter section. Any questions on the digital test? This wasn't like 100% on that, so if you have information, yeah, so it's shorter sections. There used to be like reading like paragraphs, and then there'd be like a bunch of questions on a huge section. Now it's like excerpt, question, excerpt. It's like question 1, and like faster pace, I would say. Any other questions for me? Okay. So if you're someone, if you're someone who is like,
Would you mind just repeating the question in there so people at home can hear the
oh,
question?
sorry, yeah, the question was, with the timing of the 2 tests, and you compare the, timing you get on the sections, like what your strengths as a student, like which one would be best. So the ACT, it's really, vigorously timed. So look, you have 75 English questions to do in 45 minutes, 60-minute questions in 60 minutes, 40 reading in 35, 40 science in 35. But then if you look at SAT, the less questions in more time, right? So it's more vigorously timed. It's for people who are more fast-paced, I think, but I don't want to speak to everyone because it really comes down to like the student, And also, just to like touch again on those questions that are highly related versus not. Like for an example, we have it in our presentations, but it's like they'll put like x plus 5 equals, and like everyone will automatically solve for x, and you have to solve for what equals. And that's just one of those trick questions. It's like something that everyone would just naturally like if I say peanut butter, you automatically want to say jet, right? It's like those types of questions. They know they can stump people on the ones that they're going to make more difficult ones. It doesn't actually knowledge. So that's why I say practice, get into it, and really get exposed to the test, and then make a decision of which one you want to work for. Yeah. That's a great question. So the question was, for the digital test, do you get scrap paper? Yes. So on top of all the tools that they're providing, that's the biggest feedback I get from students is, I have paper and pencil, I just do jot down my thoughts. You still can. You could still bring paper and pencil to like, work through the exam. Yep. Anybody else? So the PSAT in 10th grade, I'm assuming the PSAT 10 will still be a digital version, and yes, on the paper and pencil, the question was on the PSAT 10 in 10th grade, can you use a calculator? And if now with the digital test, you can use a calculator on all sections. And then there's the decimals calculator that's built into the digital SAT, so they have it through the whole section. So you're gonna have the decimals, which is something that is, again, part of prep, like understanding how to use it on that. And then you can also bring your scientific calculator. And we tested this, I'll give you some more information. We tested this internationally, right, first. And we were like, you know, oh, like the Wi-Fi cut out, and submitting exams is hard. We didn't, and we specifically did it in like extremely remote areas where there was no Wi-Fi. And we didn't get one reported issues. The only feedback we received from international students was, before you go take that test, when to use the decimals calculator versus your scientific calculator. Because it's like different problems with taking calculators. So if that's their advice, a little side note, prep with the calculators, which ones to use when going to the exam. But that was the only feedback we got. And to make sure that everything's set up in your phone beforehand, but you know, that's something that the schools are working to help with. Well, you guys have been great. So great questions and, you know, participation. I really appreciate it. Like I said, the card is up front, so any questions, feel free. You can come chat to I'll be here for a few minutes. Yes. That's a great question. I would say 90% the same. The question was, is the prep for the digital test going to be different than for the paper and pencil? And it's slightly different just based on the flow of the test and the shorter sections, and the questions are a little bit shorter, but 90% it's going to stay the same, just little tweaks to the learning application. Like I said, the decimals calculator. Yes, in the back. Does it, what do you mean by does it change? Yeah, I think you walked in a little bit late, but yes, it's computer adaptive. So how you answer all the questions in the first section will determine which module you get for part 2. Yeah, and just so you guys know, like, your students have been taking tests like this, like, all through school, and the GRE, the LSAT, and GMAT, and all of those tests, I know this is high school and that's not, but it's still education, those exams, they're all computer adaptive, so they're pretty much just trying to catch up, you know, do the same thing. Well, have a great evening. Thanks again, guys, for coming.
Can we just leave these here for you?
Yep, leave that for me, and then feel free to take anything